His schedule is pretty full, especially since we've just stopped shooting this year.
Another fetish of the new Hollywood is to defame senior citizens. Remember that 90-year-old woman who came on camera and cussed right in your face?
That asswipe also stiffed me for 2 months' rent when his deposit check bounced.
What purpose could that possibly serve except to invalidate the elderly who tend to respect traditional values? And the elderly are not the only ones. By age 20, our kids have been treated to thousands of movies defaming not just the elderly, but entire populations. Usually it's the Arab, the Muslim, the Latino, the Asian, German, Russian, or African American that's the bad guy in the movie.
Of course, you see a lot of Arabs and Muslims as bad guys in movies, Germans and Nazis as bad guys in movies. Almost to the extent, World War II seems to be one of the real interests of Hollywood movies as opposed to other wars.
And the white guy from the American South, the Christian, the conservative, and the entrepreneur don't do much better.
We got a security problem here. This guy, he shouldn't be there. I know him.
Jerry?
One of the movies that I saw years ago, it starred Robert Duvall, and it was Geronimo. And there was a scene in the movie that had Robert Duvall turn to his friends and he said, "Texans are the lowest form of human life."
Must be Texans. Lowest form of white man there is.
What if a character in a movie said, "African Americans are the lowest form of human life"? Or gays and lesbians were the lowest form of human life? Or what if they said Jews were the lowest form of human life? Would that be funny or offensive?
And at the Academy Awards, it's usually the same old group that gets the Oscars.
Well, I'm here at the Academy Awards, otherwise known as the White People's Choice Awards.
Never much diversity at the talent level because there's not much diversity at the executive level, the place where casting and financing decisions are made.
The control group only permits certain kind of movies to be made. Well, right there, it's basically limits the writers that are going to write these movies because they have to be in conformity with the interests, values, cultural perspectives, and biases of the control group. So descending from the lack of diversity at the control group level, we have a lack of diversity at all the other levels. Immediately, if you have the same people that are greenlighting movies and deciding what movies are going to be made, who's going to be in those movies, you're going to have a lack of diversity at the talent level. So the reason everyone in the Oscars is screaming about a lack of diversity at the talent level is because there's a lack of diversity at the executive level.
There are 0 African American studio heads in Hollywood.
But the problem is they're afraid to say that.
Doesn't the studio head have to greenlight? Don't we really need African American stakeholders in the room?
No, you need people who will make, you need production companies that will make the movies.
The facile answer is that the makers of movies are the producers, writers, directors, actors, and crews. So let's take a look at the executive level and see why Hollywood movies have become so politically correct, even championing socialist and Marxist values with impunity.